Miss Transformers 96 here with another video, and I'm going to be talking about a newly shown Hot Toys figure, and this time it is the Hot Toys Mark VII diecast figure. So this is quite exciting. They're obviously kind of redoing like a lot of the original armors in the diecast format, which I think is smart. These are what I would say the best armors. The Mark 1 through 7 are really the iconic Iron Man armors. After that, it becomes a blur for a lot of people. I mean, I do know like just about all the armors, but it's because I'm a huge Marvel fan. But for anybody else, just any casual moviegoer, obviously nobody's going to know past the Mark 7. But I really enjoy the Mark 1 through 7. 7 is one of my favorite marks. It's probably within my top 3. It definitely isn't within my top 3. So it is nice to see them finally doing a diecast version of it. Just personally, really fast, how I feel about the diecast series. I'm not a huge fan of diecast. I was very excited about it when they first started doing it, and I do have three diecast armors, and personally I'm just not a big fan of them. I find them just too heavy to do any poses with that like you can leave them with. Like I tend to just display them standing more often than not, or actually that's the only way I display them. I don't ever display them in any sort of poses or anything, and I also find them just really heavy, so you can't like put them on some shelves. Like I have glass shelves that I display the majority of my Hot Toys on, and I don't display any of my diecast ones on the glass shelves because they're just so heavy. So personally, I'm not a huge fan of diecast. I kind of like the plastic better, and I do have the plastic Mark 7. But how I feel about this new diecast version, I think it looks really nice. It's really solid. Obviously, the diecast ones always look as good as all the other, Hot Toys versions, because you can't look and tell that it's diecast. It's just by feeling it that you know it's diecast. But the figure looks great. I really do like it. The Mark 7 is always been an enjoyable armor of mine. I like his shoulder pads. That's something that's the easiest way to tell with the Mark 7 compared to everything else. Are these little shoulder pieces here, and I think that they look quite nice, and I like the proportions of red and gold too. This is kind of where they started introducing slightly more gold, like here in the ab section there and towards the chest, so that they added like a few extra gold details as opposed to some of the earlier marks. But nowadays we get ones that are just like half gold, half red. But yeah, so this is kind of like the early stages of that trend. But I think it looks very nice. There are battle damage pieces, as you can see, and I like the battle damage pieces a lot. That was something that was the greatest thing about the original Mark 7 is that he came with so many additional battle damage parts. He came with a torso, a head. He came with complete new, like 100%. He came with 2 sets of arms because one arm was fully battle damaged and had some extra weapons out and stuff. He came with interchangeable thigh pieces that will battle damage. There was a lot of battle damage pieces with him, which I always very much appreciated because I enjoy the battle damage looks better than the clean ones, to be honest. And that's something that they've kind of fallen away from, from Hot Toys figures. They don't add a whole lot of battle damage. This one does come with some battle damage, which I do like, but it's not that much. It's definitely less extreme than the original one. He comes with a chest piece. Let's see. So he comes with a chest piece that is battle damage. He comes with a mask that's battle damage and a full, head. But other than that, there's not a whole lot that's battle damage. I think the shoulders might have interchangeable battle damage pieces, but that's just about it, unfortunately. The thighs don't seem like they have any battle damage. The entire thing has like little scrapes here and there, which all Iron Man armors do, so that they don't look like ridiculously clean. But that's mainly clean, though. I would like a little bit more extreme when it comes to battle damage. So from the chest up, when you have the battle damage pieces on this figure, it looks great, but like those are the only thing that's battle damage, which is unfortunate. But as far as accessories are concerned, he comes with quite a bit. He comes with interchangeable parts everywhere. These are parts that I believe fit onto the suit mode, the suit pod mode, which is neat that he comes with like a suit pod mode. I believe that's like a completely separate like piece. I don't think you have to like break down your figure to build that at all. But it's neat that he comes with it. I find it unnecessary though. Like, I don't know, I would certainly never display that with my figure. It's just kind of clunky, and it's from a scene in the movie which is interesting, but it really only works if you have like a big diorama where that thing is just like coming down and Tony Stark is like falling, and you can have the lasers be pointing up to Tony Stark's wrist or something. That would be really cool, but no, the majority of people are not going to like set up a huge diorama like that. So I find it a little unnecessary. It's probably worth just not getting it and having a reduced price, in my opinion, but that's just me. The base he comes with, I'm not a fan of. It's your standard like DX base, like that's an old style base right there that they haven't used in a long time, and I do like that base. It has two little lights on it, like my Joker figure, my absolute favorite Hot Toys figure comes with a base like that. But it's just like a street that's the floor there, which I don't think is great. I mean, obviously he does fight in the street, you know, in New York for the battle, but I just think that that's an odd choice as a bottom there. I would rather it just be some sort of like metal floor, like it's in Stark, you know, Tower or in like his workshop or something like that. It looks a little odd just having such a clean base and then having like just a street layer on top of it. Really weird. And then yeah, he comes with, you know, interchangeable battle damage pieces, a few of them, and then interchangeable weapon pieces because he comes with a lot of weapon accessories. At the moment, this figure is not on pre-order, but how much it will cost on pre-order, that's something that's a little hard to decipher. The last two diecast figures that were put up is War Machine, which was, I believe he's $415, but War Machine's a very chunky armor, and then there's the Mark 50 from Infinity War. Now that was $407. The Mark 50 is pretty on point with this figure. It comes with just about the same amount. You get a little bit more with this guy because he comes with the suit pod mode, and I also want to mention that there's an exclusive version that comes with a mini suit pod mode hologram, which I think is really unnecessary, but you know, it's cool that there's, I love it when they add exclusive items. That's an exclusive item that is really unnecessary, but still, you know, it's nice that there's something. But, you know, this figure comes just about the same as the other one, just it has the extra suit pod mode piece that I would say is like an additional piece. So I think that they probably realized that they overpriced the Mark 50, considering the War Machine armor, you get a lot more with War Machine than you do with the Mark 50, and yet War Machine's only like $8 more expensive. So I think that they have realized that the Mark 50 is overpriced. He's probably not selling as well as their other figures, and therefore they're you know, pricing slightly accordingly for their follow-ups. So I certainly hope that this would be under $400. In my opinion, a diecast figure like this should be no more than $350, because when they originally were put up, they were about $310. So you'll say that, you know, it's a couple years have gone by, maybe they'd raise the prices a bit, but raising the prices $100 is insane, really insane, because it was expensive to begin with. So I would certainly love for this to be under $350, but I know that's not going to be the case. If you're lucky, this is going to be slightly under $400, but more likely than not, I would guess this is going to be like a $400 figure, maybe $410. It would be crazy if they went up any higher than that, though. But there you go. That's my thoughts on this figure. I think it looks very nice. I'm not very tempted by it because I have the plastic one, and I love the plastic one. It's fantastic. In my opinion, it's better than this one, just because it comes with more battle damage pieces. I like the fact that you have the full Tony Stark head instead of the one that's just in the mask, because I have 17 million Tony Stark faces that are in the mask, but I only have one just full-out head sculpt that can be displayed in an armor that doesn't have the helmet piece, and that's with the Mark 7. I think it's great, and he's got a smirk. There's some expression there. It's a fantastic head sculpt. So personally, I prefer the plastic one anyway, and I have the plastic one, so I have no interest in this item, but I think that this is going to be a popular one because it's a very popular and cool armor, and rightfully so. So there you go, that's my thoughts on this new Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 7 diecast figure. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.